All right. Good day, everybody, and welcome to Headline Hits with LW. It's brought to you by Miles Franklin. For all your gold and silver needs, you guys can reach out to Miles Franklin at info@milesfranklin.com. And when I checked last night, let me check again real quick. Silver was down under $23 as of last night. It's sitting at $22.73 an ounce right now. The best time to buy silver right now. And you can do that through info@milesfranklin.com. You can use promo code Liberty Warrior Nation. It helps us out here at the show as well to keep this thing rolling. And so that's our sponsor for today for Headline Hits. But let me jump right into what's going on. All the breaking news all over America right now. Roe versus Wade, and what does that mean? What does that mean for all of us? I personally think it's a great decision. I hope they do overturn it. And the leak that's coming out of the Supreme Court, we're going to talk about that at the end of Headline Hits. I think it's absolutely disgusting, and we're going to talk about that. So Supreme scandal, leaking Supreme Court opinion overruling Roe versus Wade, time to heed the Constitution, returns abortion to elected officials. Washington, D.C., a draft Supreme Court opinion overruling Roe versus Wade has been leaked to the press in one of the greatest scandals to ever hit the nation's highest court, and a possible attempt to intimidate one or more justices to reverse their vote or to ignite a liberal brush fire to pack the Supreme Court before Democrats lose Congress in November. So let me talk about that for just a minute. This scandal, this leak, it's coming from the left, and it's an intimidation weapon. And that is a fact, folks. You want to talk about corruption? This is corruption at the highest level in our United States government. Why are they leaking this? They're not leaking this to put out the ruling for all of us conservatives to say, hey, yay, we got to win here. No, they're putting it out there so that celebrities, so that Democrats alike, everybody out there can really start igniting this country. Let's go back to the summer of love of 2020. Let's talk about what they did to ignite this country. Police departments burned to the ground, people hurt, properties damaged, mom and pop shops destroyed because of a narrative, because of propaganda. This is the start of it right here, folks. I'm giving you a warning, fair warning. This is the spin, and this is what this lamestream media and propaganda machine is going to start doing. So let's listen to the rest of the articles, but let's talk about this one real quick. It's time to heed the Constitution and return the issue of abortion to the people's elected representatives. The possible draft opinion by Justice Samuel Alito reads, making the case to where the Constitution is silent, the American people govern themselves through elections and elected leaders, not federal judges. It quotes the late Justice Anito Scalia, who said the permissibility of abortion and the limitations upon it are to resolved like most important questions in our democracy by the citizens trying to pursue one another and then go into voting. So that whole article talks about years past and all the stuff that the justices have gone back and forth about. Why I'm bringing this to your attention is because it's really going to ignite a fire here in this country. Whether you believe in abortion or you don't, it's a very sensitive issue. I understand that. But what is going to ensue because of this leak, I don't agree with. And that's them looting this country, that's them burning this country to the ground. You know that when libertards don't get their way, that's exactly what they do. They move to that game plan. When conservatives don't get our way, That's not something that we believe in or that we take part in. So let's hit the next headline. Let's talk about California. This is all the fallout coming from this leak. California to build the wall. What are they talking about? They're not talking about the southern wall. They're not talking about San Diego. They're not talking about Tijuana. They're talking about a firewall to protect abortion in the state of California. California Governor Gavin Newsom vowed on Monday evening to build a quote firewall around California in the form of a state constitutional amendment guaranteeing abortion as a right after a draft Supreme Court decision reversing Roe versus Wade 1973 leaked. The decision in the case of Dobbs versus Jackson Women's Health Organization concerns a Mississippi law passed in 2018 that bans all abortions after the first 15 weeks into a pregnancy. The case was heard by the court this last fall. At the time, observers believed that the court was likely to uphold the Mississippi law based on the comments of the justices in oral arguments. Some, however, believe that there are enough votes on the Supreme Court to overturn Roe altogether, returning the question to abortion to the states rather than allowing it to continue as a constitutional right applied in the right to privacy. There's going to be a lot of fallout from this, folks. Keep an eye on this. For those of you who live in those cities like San Francisco and LA and New York and places in Minnesota and Michigan, hold on. Here we go again. Another summer of love. After the leak of opinion, supporters of abortion were furious. Governor Newsom tweeted that he and other Democrats were going to, quote, fight like hell, end quote. Here we go. All right, more fallout. Let's talk about Hollywood. Hollywood celebrities explode over the leak decision previewing Roe versus Wade overturned. Those MFers really did it. That came straight out of Hollywood's mouth. Here we go. Hollywood celebrities descended into a planet-sized panic late Monday after a draft Supreme Court opinion overruling Roe versus Wade leaked to Politico. The would-be decision in the Dobbs versus Jackson Women's Health Organization number 19-1392 in the Supreme Court of the United States could condemn women to die, end quote, according to the CBS Good Sam star Sophia Bush. It could push America into a, quote, another big step towards fascism, end quote. They're also claiming that it steps and pushes us back at least 50 years. Let's read some of these mean tweets. Remember, so many people were so disgusted with Donald Trump's mean tweets that they didn't want to vote for him in 2020 because of mean tweets. Well, here's the mean tweets coming out of Hollywood. One tweet was they just want slavery and to deny most people the right to vote. That's what this is all about. I picked some of them because I thought they were pretty good. How about this one here? How nice that these ideological nuts don't care about democracy or the will of people who overwhelmingly support a woman's right to choose can feel safe inside with whilst they evaporate our rights and condemn women to die. Abortion will never end, only safe abortions. These tweets just keep getting better and better and better. Let's read another one here. Irresponsible ejaculation. That's the cause of unwanted pregnancy. Most guys I knew are afraid to get a woman pregnant. That's one of the mean tweets. It just goes on and on and on. You guys can read those tweets. They're all over Twitter. It's just Hollywood is having a complete meltdown about this. So let's hit the next headline. Let's talk about other people melting down right now. Pro-life, pro-abortion crowds clash outside the Supreme Court following Roe leak. Pro-life and pro-abortion activists gathering outside the Supreme Court on Tuesday morning following a bombshell report which revealed the court could potentially overrule Roe versus Wade. On Monday evening, Politico published an alleged decision seemingly written by Justice Samuel Alito and circulated around court by the Dobbs versus Jackson Women's Health Organization case. The case revolves around the Mississippi's 15-week abortion ban and is in the most significant challenge in decades that the Supreme Court has ever seen. It's got a lot of other information in there. Goes into some pretty good detail and the backlash that's getting ready to happen. Even student unions and Students for Life activists are also there. So now pay attention to this, because there's going to be anti-abortion and abortion activists that are going to clash. It's going to get real here real quick. This let's just say normally I catch headlines early in the morning and they stay pretty consistent throughout the early morning before I go on headline hits. I grabbed these early this morning and they were changing quicker than I could keep up with them. So let's keep an eye on this. Now, this is some good news for conservatives. Governor Kristi Noem to immediately guarantee that every unborn child has the right to life if Roe versus Wade is overturned. South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem, Republican, said Monday evening that if the infamous Supreme Court case Roe versus Wade is overturned, she would immediately call for a special session to save lives and to guarantee every unborn child has the right to life in South Dakota. That's some good news, right? They want to save everything but an unborn baby. That's what I don't understand about this decision. That's what I don't understand about a lot of things is why is it that they consistently want to, in my opinion, murder human life? Life for me starts at conception. Life for me, if when you hear the heartbeat, that's a living baby. That's a living human being. And these people not only want to abort babies at less than 15 weeks, but some Democrats, they want to abort babies post-birth. That's murder. It's all murder, in my opinion. All right, let's talk about the next headline. We're down to the last two. CNN's Kasie Hunt, overturning Roe versus Wade will impact Americans with the fewest resources. So here we go. I'm going to give this to you. Here is the lamestream media's spin on this whole thing. Here comes the propaganda. The propaganda machine is locked, loaded, and ready to fire. CNN's Kasie Hunt fired off with her latest pro-abortion talking point on Monday in the wake of Politico's leaking a Supreme Court decision that could potentially overturn Roe versus Wade. Now, again, this hasn't even happened yet, okay? I want to be very clear to you guys. This has not happened yet. They have not come out and said that this has been overturned. They're projecting this to be overturned because they're using this propaganda to intimidate the other justices in the court to sway their vote so they don't overturn Roe versus Wade. Do you guys understand what I'm saying there? This is intimidation. This is an aggressive move by the left to put fear into the justices on the court to say, oh, wow, we're really taking some heat for this. Maybe I shouldn't vote to overturn Roe versus Wade. It's another way for them to, in my opinion, cheat the system. Important to remember, overturning Roe versus Wade will impact Americans with the fewest resources, not the wealthy or the well-connected, tweeted Hunt. Now listen to what they say. Here is the spin of propaganda. Kasie was far from only media figure to spread fear about how poor people will no longer be able to get abortions in the state that outlaw the practice. Let's be clear. Healthy Wealthy women will always have access to whatever doctors, medicine, and procedures that they want. Ending Roe is an attack on the um, poorer and working class women. So they're spinning it as though that poor women won't be able to get abortions because they can't afford it. Well, why would they need to get abortion if abortion is outlawed, if it's illegal? But they're spinning this narrative. The women who will suffer the most will be the poor, tweeted Professor Jonathan Ranier. Those with the financial means to do so will travel to states where abortion will remain legal. So here's their spin. They're putting it all over Twitter. They're putting it all out there on the internet. And all the poor people, all the low income housing, all the African American folks, nobody's going to be able to afford abortion because it's going to be too expensive. Well, the Supreme Court overturns it. It's illegal anyway. All right, let's hit the next headline. Let's talk about one of my favorite people out there. Let's talk about mad cow and the mad cow disease. If SCOTUS overturns Roe versus Wade, is gay marriage next? It's a good question. I'm going to go ahead and go on record to say I don't have any opinion either way on when it comes to gay marriage. I'm just not going to go there. I find abortion to be my stance. Where I need to be is pro-life. As far as gay marriage, you have a right to marry whoever you want. MSNBC contributor Neil Caitlin said Monday on MSNBCS on the Rachel Madcow show. Basically, I read down through the article, and he is claiming that this is one of the worst decisions in American history. I'll make this short and sweet right before I wrap it up. Goes down through the article, calling out justices and saying that this is a step backwards in over 50 years. But his final conversation in the article says if they can do this to Roe versus Wade, can they do this to gay marriage? Can they overturn gay marriage? Well, I believe it's probably possible that they probably could if they really wanted to focus on that. Do I think that they're going to focus on anything like gay marriage? Probably not. I don't believe that the Supreme Court would focus on gay marriage because I don't believe gay marriage really hurts anybody. Does it? Does gay marriage hurt anybody? It doesn't hurt me. It doesn't hurt you. And if it doesn't hurt anybody, I don't think that that's anything the Supreme Court should have to revisit. The point being is this: abortion does hurt people. Abortion eliminates life, it's murder. I believe that there are certain people that have gotten abortions that later in life regret that they ever did. And that hurts the women that go through the abortions, as well as some of the fathers that don't have a choice in the matter. And they are hurt in the fact that they have lost an unborn child to abortion as well. So Roe versus Wade, in my opinion, is definitely something that the Supreme Court should look at and overturn because it's hurting and killing millions of Americans each and every year. That's my thoughts for Headline Hits today, folks. Thank you for joining us. Don't forget, later tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. We got a great show tonight. It's going to be pretty exciting. So stick around, hang out with us, and have a good time. All right, folks. Catch you on the next one.